Good day, students. Today our topic is cut. Dear colleagues. Good day, viewers at home. Today we'll be looking at shapes. We all are aware that we have two types of shapes, two broad types, the solid shapes and the flat shapes. Under the solid category, we have some examples here, such as the cylinder, the cone, the pyramid, the prism, etc., etc. Another flat shape, I have a circle here. It could be a flat shaped triangle or any other shape as we come across. We are looking at how to make these shapes if they are not available in this form, what we may call improvisation. But before we go to improvisation, some of these shapes are easily available in objects around us. And we could use, for a cylinder, for instance, we could use our gas cylinder as an example. The cans or tins of our Milo, Bonvita, and such other drinks could be used to illustrate for our students. We also could use the covers of such cans as examples of, for instance, a circular shape. Today, I'll just take us through how to make some of these shapes. On our own, we can take it further to get any other shape that we want. You know we are always teaching different levels of students. I have drawn out some of these shapes on this flat cardboard. The cardboard could be of any color. The most important thing is for the object to come out clearly and cut out clearly. You must not forget to have regular dimensions and the edges must be smooth. For instance, the circle, you could use the cover. This is the cover of one of the things we use at home. And I have used it to make out a circle. All you need to do is to cut these shapes out. What you will need for the purpose of making these shapes are cardboard, which may be of different colors, depending on the levels of students we are teaching, and also depending on their ages as well. Of course, when we use brighter colors and different colors, they tend to make it more memorable because the children will associate the colors to the shapes. You will need ruler. It could be of any size, preferably a medium-sized one. You also need sellotape so as to cover the flaps, to hold the flaps together. You will need markers and a razor blade, pencil as well. So what you do is to get the cardboard ready this way. It depends on the size you actually are looking at. If you want your shapes to come out very big, you can use a full-sized cardboard. But if you want them moderately sized, you will need to cut the cardboards into sizes. With your ruler, you draw out edges for the cardboard. That is to say, you give an outline to the shape you are about to make. At the bottom and at the top, you cut out the outlines, the edges, or we call it margin. You also do on the sides, the right side and the left side. Now with your ruler, since your ruler is calibrated, you measure the gap between the left edge and the right edge and divide that, whatever you come up with, divide it into 6 regular sizes, regular columns. Here I have 18. The space between my margin is 18 inches, so I'm just going to divide into 3 each. I'm going to have 6 columns of 3 inches each. The essence of our dividing into regular columns is so that what will come up at the end of the day will be regularly shaped. You won't have any side being wider than the other. Then you draw out your lines. Connect the top to the bottom of the cardboard. Make sure your lines are straight. Now you have the lines. What you now do is the edges, the lines out, the margin on both the top and the bottom of the paper. Do not cut out those lines, the lines of division into columns. Cut them out at the edges with your razor blade, such as I have done here. I have actually cut out. So what you have are flaps, both at the top and at the bottom. You now fold along the lines. Make out edges from the lines, the columns you have drawn. Fold them out one by one until you have all the edges folded out. Then you just get your shape. You want a box. We are trying to make a rectangle here, and here we have a rectangle, or a cuboid rather. You have our cuboid now. Then you fold in these cut out flaps so that the shape will come out neat and smart. At the top and at the bottom, you fold out the flaps. Fold them in. And in order so they don't come back up, use a sellotape to hold it down. Now you have your cuboid. You can go on to label with a marker. There you have it. If you desire to make a cone, all you need to do is cut out this circle with a razor blade smartly. Get the center of it. You can use a ruler to get the center. Just measure from one edge to another. and look for half of the figure. Whatever point serves as half of that figure. I have 8. The radius is 8. So half is the center. 4 will be the center. And by the time you put a dot here, all you need to do is make a line across. Cut half of the cone. Okay, diameter. At the quarter. So you cut out this shape. Your half circle, and in order to get your cone now, just fold it in from the edge. There you have your cone, and all you need to do is to hold it down with a piece of sellotape so that you can use this for the purpose of instruction in the class. If what you desire is a flat shaped rectangle, you cut it out as I have done here. We have other flat shapes, hexagon, heptagon. Just make out the shape and cut it out. In order for it to last, or for the purpose of keeping for several uses, you can cut out these shapes and paste them on harder surfaces, such as maybe an old carton. Maybe a carton of Bonvita or biscuits. Cut out the same shape out of the carton and paste your nicely cut out cardboard on top of it with some gum. At the end of the day, you can use whatever you have produced for several classes before you need to make fresh ones. Where you have objects such as, if you want to make, we have just done a flat shape, this sphere. If you want to make this, you can actually use football or even the small table tennis ball for the purpose of instruction in the classroom, so that they get what the shape is all about. Most of the time when you learn about these shapes, you want to know how to calculate the area, the surface area, the volume, etc. of these shapes. And so when we know what they are actually, then you know what formula you will use to calculate each of them. They come across these things in examinations, and they need to know, to remember what shape they are dealing with. In our next class, we will look at the formula for calculating what? All kinds of